Thank you. Thank you all very much for those who are joining just now. God bless you. We're very grateful at this moment. So please, once you join, you share extensively. Let's have everybody on board. I think we'll start the show effectively when we have at least have 1,000 people watching or more. So please, once you join, you share extensively. That should be your utmost responsibility. We thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. So we will wait to build the platform and uh, before we start effectively. So, okay, thank you so much. Once you join, you keep sharing. Let's keep sharing extensively to everybody. Thank you for joining. Once more, everybody, let's bring everybody on board. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zero Zealous. God bless you for joining the show. Respect everybody. And we want to see what's going to happen. This is a special show on doctors Sako and Cho Ayaba. I think it's just about the right time we did this. So once you join, you share extensively. So please bring it up, everybody. So we are actually greeting everybody who is watching from Ground Zero at this time. We thank all of you for your commitment, for your undiluted, concern about the liberation of Southern Cameroon. So please, once you join, you bring everybody on board, share to all various platforms that you're there. This message is very fundamental for the people on Ground Zero, for the leaders in the diaspora, and we pray a lot more for peace and for reconciliation at this juncture. We also understand the acute frustration of some people who probably think differently about our approach towards reconciliation. That is understood because, of course, everybody has very genuine concern. So we will start the show in the next couple of minutes. And we thank God for the grace, we thank God for life. To say that we welcome you all to this very special show. I want to seize the opportunity to say a big shout out to Ebony Black, who is watching from somewhere around Senegal. We're also saying hello to, to everybody who is watching at this juncture. Let me also seize this opportunity to say a big good afternoon to all those who are watching around the United States, and good evening to those who are watching from UK. From UK, I'm thinking especially of Emmanuel Ekembe. I'm also thinking of Ayon Esim, who's watching from UK. Let me also say a big shout out to our brother and friend, Mark Barita, who will be in London, UK, on the 8th of December for a very important event, which is the book launch. So I seize this opportunity to ask all Southern Cameroonians living in that part of the world to go out there and support Ambazonia, support our brother, one of our finest minds in activism, Mark Barita, so that, he has done a tremendous work to write a very fantastic book, for us, and it is worth consuming. So today, basically, I would be on a couple of very important issues. As you are aware that this is a healing and reconciliation process, and I have continuously reached out to a lot of brothers and sisters that might have felt hurt by my social media actions, because in moments like this, we are trying to redefine the purpose of our social media activism. And we are also going to seize this opportunity to send a very clear message to some of our compatriots out there to know that an apology is not a weakness, and that this same Eric Tataw is simply one human being who thinks that peace should be given a chance. And so it should not by any way be misconstrued for weakness, and to give people the audacities to concentrate on trivialities like analyzing the reason why this guy has apologized instead of strategizing and encouraging our people. You know, the truth about the matter is that in the process of reconciliation, like I said in the last show, you cannot want to be in a defensive position. You must assume a position of I'm sorry, because you know the same, you don't spend no money to insult somebody or to make somebody feel bad, so you will not also spend any of the money to make that person feel good. When you say you are this, you didn't spend $1, and to say that I am sorry because I said this, you wouldn't also spend $1. It will suffice, because you have a very strong message for comrades Dr. Cho, Ayaba, and Ikomi Sako. You know, it is primordial for these leaders. You know, I call basically these two, not because I'm undermining the others, but because the bone of contention has been between this, the group highs of these two leaders, contrary to the others. And so it would suffice for us at this juncture to try to bring to the understanding of our compatriots the differences that would exist between dynamism and consistency, the differences that would exist between apologizing and pursuing your policies. Now, a lot of people get really confused, and it gets me perplexed. And I keep asking this question: why are you confused or trying to make a mountain out of an anthill by wondering why a man should take upon himself to apologize? It is probably, if not mistaken, only in a scenario that Eric Tataw is involved that I see a few Ambazonians hope that because I apologize, I've been compromised. I don't understand your definition of, compromise, and I will never understand, because it doesn't fall within the diction of my understanding, the diction of this purpose. It's a pacification purpose, and you have to stay on guard. I have listened to a lot of audios from some people. I've listened to a 21-minute audio from Nelson Ochemba in Los Angeles, talking very scrupulously about the reconciliation between my brother and friend and I, Tapang Tanko. We want to discourage in earnest the replication of those kind of audios to continuously pollute the social media atmosphere. We are trying to establish a position of, of well-built momentum between us in the diaspora and those on ground zero. And we have no doubt seen how some activists have misconstrued, they have misunderstood, either deliberately or by ignorance, some of our messages and our new stance, based on the fact that they are driven by their own personal aggrandizement. I must say this and say it very clearly. And I will do a little illustration, probably, just listening to what I'm going to say. You see, the significance of an apology in moments like this must not be misunderstood. Because once you misunderstand a man's genuine heart, in offering an olive branch, it makes the whole process more cumbersome for you who has refused to understand. I must say this very sincerely, and for us all to get a very clear picture of the Ambazonian War of Independence. You see, until when we get to a point where we can be able to understand that as an individual, you can't be more than 1.5 persons. 1.5 persons will always be more than one person. What is my definition of 1.5 person? My definition of 1.5 persons would be those who think that because they're in a position of a little advantage or privilege, they must be high-handed in their decisions. That is not true. Now, let me tell us where we are failing as people who have refused to accept this new healing process. You see, I want to say this very emphatically, that in this revolution, you would not dare to challenge the fact that this noise on social media has seriously hampered the growth and progress of the revolution. This is so because if we were to decide to continuously ignore the fighting on social media, it will only be to the advantage of Mr. Paul Biya. It will be to the advantage of Mr. Paul Biya. Now, let us be clear, and I want to talk basically to all the leaders, all the frontline activists who do not understand what is going on. I have not relented my effort in reaching out to many more people, calling them by phone and telling them, you know what, sister, I am sorry. You know what, brother, I am sorry. And it is going to be a continuous process until we meet our target. What is our target? Like my brother and friend Mark Barretta said, he's tired. And it's true. He can't get into 2019 in this atmosphere because it's so polluted. It's so unconducive. In fact, it's so destroying, damaging. And we have seen our compatriots, even after this great beginning of reconciliation, they have been on the high to continuously pollute the social media atmosphere, despite their gentleman engagements and ensuring that they try to maintain a stable atmosphere on social media. But you know what? I think that, our brothers and comrades like Dr. Sako, who is the acting president of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, and Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, who is the chairperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council. I think we have, on the other hands, Comrade Bo Herbert, Comrade Akwanga Ebenezer, John Baku, and all those other people, Chairman Evis Kometa. We want to let these leaders know one thing, that if they have the people of Ambazonia at heart, they would have done by now. I should expect that maybe Comrade Dr. Comrade Sako would have reached out to Comrade Cho Ayaba. Don't get me wrong. Or vice versa. But you can see that the grandstanding is still huge. And I am challenging them that it wouldn't cost you a thing to reach out to a brother. Take, for example, between yesterday and today, I have successfully spoken to 3 ladies that felt bad and battered by my actions on social media. I've successfully reached out to them, and we have talked like brothers and like brother and sisters. Okay, you know how much that cost me? That cost me nothing in terms of dollars, but a little bit in terms of time, a very important sacrifice. Because when you call somebody, it's not going to change your phone bill. Those are the things that we must understand. Now, I want to draw the attention of everybody who is watching at this juncture that better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Sometimes, see, let me start by specifically addressing myself to this 21-minute audio from Nelson Ochemba. Even my sister Abu Free made an audio trying to say a couple of things that to me are more or less derogatory after the live show we did with Tapang Tanku, or probably it was an old audio that somebody shared. I wouldn't exactly place, but I didn't want to prioritize that. I spoke with one of my brothers from Boston, Massachusetts, I think, yes, from Boston, and who told me a lot of things and gave me a lot of wisdom. Because at this juncture, we must continuously listen to our consciences and listen from the people of good conscience and good manners. You see, I will still say it, that do not misunderstand my apology for any sort of weakness. That is where you'll be mistaken. But I'm going to be extremely very patient for the sake of the Ambazonian people. Let me tell you something. I listened to my brother Nelson Ochemba, and I want this message to go to all 10 million Ambazonians and friends of friends as a sign of encouragement. Well, Abu Free, sorry, I think that was an old audio. I just realized that it was an old audio that was shared. You know how it is. It was important that I cleared it off, because immediately after we had the live show with Tapang Tanku, somebody started sharing those audios, and that's why I was saying that whether it's a new audio or an old audio, it's good that you're there to clear, because some people thought that you just made an audio to try to destabilize that. So that's why it's important that we should be talking. So that was an old audio that Abu Free did, that some people started sharing on WhatsApp. So you can see she's there and she's acknowledged, because I've now remembered that it's an old audio. So sorry about that misunderstanding. So with that said, you know, a lot of people have not understood what's going on. And it's going to be my singular privilege to clarify this very, very quickly. I continuously want to tell anybody, you can't spend your time making an audio for 21 minutes and trying to be against a peace talk, irrespective of who was being sober and who was trying to be, whatsoever. Now, let me address this. It is very significant. And I want this to be an extension to all other Ambazonians, that when you sit to make an audio, you have to ask yourself a lot of questions. Take, for example, Nelson Ochemba is a big brother who has my number. You said a lot of very pertinent things in that audio. I know some of you have not listened to it, but it's for the benefit of those who have listened. I'll just explain so that we cannot do these things again, because we are reconciling. Now, in that 21-minute audio, Nelson Ochemba said everything Tapang was saying I was accepting. And he thinks that maybe I've been tied and those stuff and all of those things. He thinks maybe I've been compromised. And then he brought some points talking about how I have been a little bit inconsistent from the PSS in Quen Saga to the road that was cut and all of that, county by county mixed up. And he talked about the letter sent from jail by Sako, trying to say that Sako was not very close to me and he could not send a letter to me. He should have sent to either Tapang or Mark. All of those things came only because Nelson thought that I reconciled with Tapang, which is fine. Now, just for the record, I am very close to Sako, but usually I don't talk a lot on social media about these things. Nelson Ochemba, I want to refer you to my wall to go back. We don't want people to do audios that are not fruitful. So I want you to go back to my wall, that the last activist that took a last picture with Sako before he was arrested is Eric Tataw. As a matter of fact, when Sako's house was burned down, he gave me a personal call said, my son, my brother Eric Tataw, send your reporters to my village to go check if my house was really burned down, because there was a rumor going on social media. I sent my reporters, they went to Ewele, and I published it. A lot of people read that, Ewele 1, where Sako comes from, because he asked me to check, and I was following news. So I've exchanged many calls with Sako that I didn't need to come and tell you. Before Sako, the last person that Sako saw as an activist before he was arrested is me, Eric Tataw. He came to Martin Luther King Jr. Highway in Capitol Heights in Maryland, where he did a fundraiser. He raised over $32,000 in that night. When I came to that hall and I entered the protocol, because I was not very known then, but he knew me one-on-one. The protocol stopped me not to film, but Sako said, allow Tataw to film. I was the one who streamed that show live on my Facebook page live. I think if you followed up. So how will you say that you think Sako is not aware of who he sends messages to? That is not a debate. So I want to say that we have to move away from the cocoon of negativity. I am not going to tolerate even my mother, my wife, or anybody who tries to talk negativity when we're trying to bring unity, because that is what is most important now. As for me being inconsistent, I want to remind you that after independence, then you will know who has been the most consistent person. I do not publish any news that I have not verified, and I do not want us to go back to the PSS and Quensaga, because I have shared intelligence on that with Mark and with Ashu Kingsley, even to an extent with Secretary Chris Anu, and I want it to remain like that. So if you say things that you don't know, I can't blame you, because you will never ever ask a blind man to choose between a Toyota Camry and a Lexus car, because you'll be making a mistake. I'm not saying that you're blind. Forgive me if you feel that way. I'm just trying to tell you that you cannot make analysis on things that you're not aware of. So we are here and we are praying, brother. I know your concern is genuine, and I want to let you also know that my reconciliation with everybody, with all Ambazonians, is not a definition of the belief of my policies. It is only going to help us to mitigate our policies to try to work as a team. Nelson Ochemba, let me give you a little memoir why I tell you that a person reconciling or apologizing to another will not change his or her policies. Listen, I am the founder, if you like, of County by County, with all due respect, and there is another opposing, not actually opposing philosophy, just another side philosophy which is known as block by block of Comrade Cho Ayaba. The issue has been the manner of our presentation, where every other person is trying to make his or her policy looks superior. That is where the conflict has been. It's not like we cannot accept that this policy is good. Let me draw your attention to something, Nelson Ochemba, so that per your 21-minute audio, so that you can do another 21-minute audio encouraging people and trying to do a corrigendum. When Cameroon, La République du Cameroon, at the time, reconciled with Nigeria, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, over the Bakassi Peninsula during the Green Tree Accord, where the Bakassi Peninsula was officially, legally handed over to La République du Cameroon, which is now a part of Ambazonia. It was a reconciliatory process to avoid war, to bring peace. That was not in any way saying that Cameroon or Nigeria will start doing the things that Nigeria does. It did not mean that Cameroon would change from the Republic of Cameroon to the Federal Republic of Cameroon, or Nigeria would change from the Federal Republic of Nigeria to the Republic of Nigeria because she's talking peace with Cameroon. It was just to make a peaceful coexistence, an atmosphere that was good for all and sundry. So my brother Nelson Ochemba, don't misconstrue my apology. In fact, it is weakness on your part to think that because I apologize, it means that I've been compromised. I want to tell you emphatically, categorically, that nobody can compromise me. Nobody can buy me over. As you are aware, I am not a member of the IG, neither am I a member of the AGC. I'm an independent journalist that has held everybody to account. And I think that I have had the hardest voice banking on basically everybody, and it was about time I came down and said to everybody, I'm sorry, so that we can set the pace. Let me be very clear to you. Tapang Tanku is a friend. He said a lot of things. I listened to him, and Nelson was concerned that Tapang can use the things that he's saying to sue me in court because he's looking for evidence. I want to draw our attention to one other important thing. There is a difference between a religious reconciliation and apology and a judicial reconciliation and apology. Let me inform you one thing. You see, my name is Eric Tataw, and I've apologized and assuming that everybody is right what he or she says at this time because I want us to move forward. When Tapang said that, we graduated from university in 2008, and he moved on to say that we found he was part of the founders of National Telegraph. You don't expect me to begin to argue everything on social media. We graduated in 2008. If you think that Tapang is going to take me to court and you're scared, I want to give you bad news, Nelson Ochemba. There is nobody who has that power to take somebody to court during this kind of reconciliation. You know, if we graduated in 2008 from the University of Boya, for example, and I founded National Telegraph in 2013, I was in Manfe, where I lived my life and all of those things, had my children. It's 5 years. Where was Tapang? So it's just something that Tapang is my friend, and I do not want to bring all this discussion up, but I just want us to know that we cannot be angry when people reconcile. So it is a very clear thing that there is no base for any evidence about what whosoever is trying to come on this platform to make reconciliation to try to get evidence against me. No, because physically, a lot of things that were said were basically on the basis, my acceptance is on the basis of my pure heart and for us to move forward. It's not because somebody was right or wrong. Okay, I left the United States. Like my brother said that I told him that I was going to bring my wife. But when I left the United States and went to Cameroon to bring my wife at the time, nobody knew. Even my brother, my elder brother, my kid brother, because that was a project directly closest to my heart. Because I wanted to make sure that it remains secret. So I didn't tell nobody. And so I cannot be on a show that somebody is very hot. I think these are things that you're supposed to decipher. So we do not want anybody who supports another to come on social media and continuously try to find division. Tapang Tangu has said the things he said for the purposes that I do not understand, but for the purpose of peace and reconciliation, I accepted everything, and let us ally like that. Any day that there will be a chance for a judicial reconciliation or proceeding, that is when you will know the judicial or legal Eric Tataw. For now, it is another religious approach, and we must take that. So we don't want people to talk about things that are trivial. So get my point. I am not stupid. That is what I'm saying, and I'm extending this special message to Comrade Cho Ayaba, to Comrade Dr. Sako, Dr. Cho Ayaba, that tell somebody that you are not stupid because you are apologizing, because you are accepting. Accept everything. What is going to change you? Because on the contrary, when somebody lies during an apology to try to get recognition, the person is killing him. They are killing themselves more and more. So I began this process with my heart because I want you to understand something. Mr. Paul Biya Bimfondo, the dictatorial president, has only 10% or 5% strength on the ground. We, as Ambazonians, we are doing the job on social media 95% for him. Listen, let me be clear with you. By trying to fight each other on social media, we are helping Biya 90% foster his agenda. And I want you to know one thing, brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians. I want to bring you to the intrinsic definition of the word purpose. Every human being is born with a purpose. Everybody must have a purpose. Everything you do must have a purpose. The reason with us Ambazonians is because we have deviated from the purpose of this independence movement, which is to deliver a free Ambazonia. Now we are trying to deliver a free Ayaba Cho, a free Sako, a free IG, a free Eric Tataw, a free Magbarita. That is the thing I'm trying to correct. Now, before you go to university studies anywhere in the world, there is what they call freshman day orientation, matriculation, or whatever, where they orientate people from the purpose of why you are doing this course. When I went to journalism and mass communication, when I did part of law and also sociology, I was orientated on the goals, what I want, the purpose for what I'm doing. Now I am trying to let you know, my brother Nelson Ochemba and the rest who are finding this continuous hate on social media to know that this is the time for you to concentrate your energy on orientation. Our brothers, some of us have lost touch with the purpose of this revolution. And so you are supposed to be a vanguard of orientating our people, of calling, say, oh, this is how you should go. Not trying to contest a pure apology, irrespective of who was trying to be genuine. I don't have time for that anymore because I have found the true purpose for why I have been called in this fight. It is no longer about you, this or that. It's about the delivering homeland to the people free and fair. Now, let me tell you something. You know, the issue is that 98% of us who are on social media, we don't have any reinvestment on Ground Zero. We don't have any, the big boys who put the money, they are behind the scene. And all the noisemakers and everybody is on social media making noise. But you have to think about this. Listen, the people on Ground Zero, they have a lot of headache. They have burned their houses, killed their relatives. Somebody, I was talking with my sister, Vivian Momsi, yesterday, and even Mami Gera. We spoke and we laughed and we talked about Christmas, just like my sister Abu Free. We talked about Thanksgiving and all of those things. It was so fun-filled. And I asked myself, what have we been doing? We need to start talking to ourselves. Nobody is a Goliath here and another person is a David. Everybody is an Ambazonian. Now, let me be clear with you. You see, when our parents, our people on Ground Zero, listen, let me tell you something. You have to know this. These our people on Ground Zero, they have burned their houses. Look at what has happened in Abu, in Boyo. That's in Fundong subdivision in Boyo, or Fundong local government area, if you like to call it that way. Look at what has happened. They have burned down houses. Those people, when they burn their houses down, they come, they run into the bushes or somewhere secure. They need to open their phone not to have their eyes burned again with problems or quarrelings on social media. You don't have to do that. Because these people, they get so frustrated, they get so crazy, because when they turn after the burning down of their houses, the killing of their relatives, they want to get to social media. What happens is this: you go and burn them some more, and you tell them that, listen, I, Eric Tataw, I'm telling you that stop this fight. Whereas you think that you're telling that fight or no. You're not telling that fight on. You are telling them that stop this fight, because they have burned his house, and then you are insulting Komecho Ayaba. I have done it before. I thought I was doing it for a good reason, but I have realized that the purpose was not contextual. It was not exactly on purpose. That is not to say that we'll tolerate people who will try to use this revolution for their good. When we'll start calling them out one after the other, any bad thing that they will do, it will be a collective call out, where Abu Free will be calling Cho Ayaba, Mr. Dr. Cho, this thing that you did is wrong. Eric Tataw will be calling him that same name. Mom CV, everybody will not have any feeling like I am supposed to protect this man because he has done wrong. The same thing when Dr. Sako will do. Before now, I was the only activist, I must say, who was calling everybody out according to that. But it is not paying, and we need to get a collective voice. And so everybody must understand that these are the things that remain primordial. Now, let me tell you something. Excuse me. A lot of us think, I still see some people, some activists, still trying to put a negative energy. Oh, AGC did this, IG should not do that. We have talked about it. Let me tell you, it's a simple principle. This is the time that people will destroy themselves by themselves. It's time for self-destruction. Because you see, I want to illustrate something. When you put, it's not every time. This is 2 cups. This one is empty. This one is half empty with water. So when you have, I want to still use the simple Gary principle, another dimension of Gary. When you take a cup like this and there is Gary in here, I want to tell you one thing. It's not everything that is floating that is good. That's why they say all that glitters is not gold. When you put Gary here and you have to sip that Gary, eat that Gary, the bad part of the Gary is on top of the water. The bad part, that's the chaff, the garbage. You have to pour. You sift her. When you do that, now you have the best Gary is under the cup. That is what you eat. So don't worry about those people who are floating, who are writing negativity, they are the chaff of the gari. They will be flushed with the bad water. So this is the time for you to know one thing, because this is spirituality. Paul Biya Bimvondo has inflicted the spur of disunity amongst us. And just as I said, while you are hoping that they will be flushed like the chaff, like the remains of the gari, you have to also concentrate in praying. It is supposed to be your singular honor to pray for this our compatriots. Pray for them to change. You will see they will change automatically. I want to assure you that these leaders will have no choice, because Mark and I, Walters Keyaka, with everybody, we are talking on harmonizing these leaders. All these women who stay in their rooms and do funny, photoshopped audios will not have space anymore, because it will become redundant. You know, I see a very prosperous Ambazonia. I see a great nation, but we must contain our differences. That is my mission. That is the purpose, because Ambazonia is bigger than every one of us. So do not bother about all those people who think, listen, sometimes you can accept the lies against you for the sake of peace. Those lies that do not remove anything from you. What will it change? Nothing will change. When I came to this country, placed with all humility with my wife, just a small example, I have some family members who took credit, but they did not, nobody contributed $1 to bring me to this country. Oh, my wife, nobody. But you cannot go and start quarreling because of that. You just leave it, because an opportunity will always present itself for you to do things at the right time. For now, the right thing, and so on and so forth, is to ensure that we preach only unity. There is no way we can succeed if we are not united. And even if we want to succeed when we are not united, we have to have a collective voice in kicking out those who are preaching disunity. So do not worry, because what some of our activists are still trying to do is that they are actually ensuring that they try to bring out the anger in us. But when that is trying to happen, go down and pray, because when you actually apologize, like Dr. Success and Kumu said, which I applaud him for that immense education. You know, when you actually apologize and ask for sincere apology in a reconciliation process, you gain a lot of strength, and you must be tactical to ensure that nobody draws you down. So, we must say this, that Dr. Cho Ayaba, Dr. Samuel Sako, all of you must put your egos one side. You must ensure that if you are actually for this fight, do not listen to people who tell you don't call Cho Ayaba or don't call Sako. You cannot listen to that anymore. See, let me tell you something. You give people the impression that you people, there's something you are really gaining from being on top. Because everybody, that's why when Mark Barita wrote that it is time, to liberate and not to govern, some people misinterpreted Mark. Mark was not referring to IG or AGC. Mark was simply saying that people should forget about fighting to be president or that, because everybody is fighting. Dr. Sako and the IG, they want to remain in charge. Dr. Cho Ayaba and his people too, they are fighting that dissolve IG, or someone are proposing that bring Dr. Cho Ayaba here. That is because we have all lost focus on our purpose. So we pray that we should understand. That's what Barita was trying to say. He was not saying something different. So we must understand that this fight, I beg, I really beg, Mami, that the rate where they kill people, if you understand now, I mean, listen, if you understand and you truly talk, say, you can't talk on behalf of Ambazonians, then you careful go down on your knees. Talk say no, for even not for nothing, for the Mami where they kill you. Even I won't chop that seat, he won't do it, he make it take him. That is when a strong man is born. We must understand that This whole thing is about the lives of people. See, it's not a video game. For God's sake. It's not a video game. I don't know if some people they understand here I talk. This thing not be video game. That's to say, this thing you see on Facebook, you don't post, you don't kill 10 people for here. It's not a joke. Because you know, if you're there for social media for 2 years, would it continuously the Rick Maru, would it play? Did he kill people like seriously? And we get to put this activism on their seats. We get to put them on their seats. Because the number of people who don't kill them and when they see plan to kill them, the only thing will stop and will give it courage. Now one will stop for fight for Facebook. Now all that. See, me I understand and I don't acknowledge and I put myself that position of empathy that I can no longer continuously fight query on social media because it is so heartbreaking. It is so heartbreaking. We have done it for long. We have put people in order. We have made mistakes in the course of doing that, in the course of putting people in order. Now is the time to make amends. Make amends. Be as one, as a team. Do not tell me that you cannot work with this person. No. Anybody that lives on earth, you always have to give another time. It's difficult, we know. It's very difficult. But let us, for the sake of the people who have died, let us come together. Let us fight as a team. Let's end this war. I keep on using the phrase Pyrrhic victory. You do not want to win a war and you don't have a country with people. Because that is what BI is doing. Until we come together, do an audio to tell people that move from Mutengene and go to this place because the military is coming. Don't come and say that Eric Tataw said this, Itapan was supposed to say this. No. At least you have the right to analyze some things technically without being very divisive or being at all divisive. So we have to understand these facts. We must understand this. Now, before I continue, some people say that there is some slow down. I'm not talking anymore about county by county and stuff like that. Yes, for the past couple of days, I've not talked about it because there is a principle of higher good. To reconcile is bigger than talking about county by county. Because, you know, you must understand one thing, that if you have headache and some other thing, you must take antibiotic before you take the right drug. So you must treat something that is causing the headache before you take another drug to completely cool down the headache. Going back to county by county and block by block, I want to let you know one thing. I am a very strong proponent of county by county. Why? There are other people who are proposing or they are continuous in postulating block by block. Those are two strategies. And I want to say it in the most subtle way so that our compatriots will understand me. See, you see, these are two products and we ought not to fight about which one is good. Because what is good and what is good for everybody. If Comrade Cho Ayaba says block by block is good, he has advanced his reasons. And if Eric Tataw says county by county is good, he has advanced his reasons. Now, it is a product that is there in the market. And we are selling these ideas to 10 million Ambazonians. And we cannot come and say, oh, get out, county by county has failed, block by block is rubbish, this one is this one is that. That is why I said that it is our approach in trying to make your policy look superior that has caused a lot of quarreling on social media. I'm not going to go that way again. You see, when the founder of Walmart started Walmart, it was a small shop. Somebody told me the history of Walmart in Ohio, and I was very interested. And I said I'll fly to that city where Walmart started to do a show there. So when the person started Walmart, it was a small shop, and Walmart has grown. Let me tell us something. Whether or not you like it, we'll work together. And irrespective of which is good, it will be the population to judge. If for example, this A says that get out county by county is not good, this is that, it is for the population to know whether it's good or not. Nobody is stopping the BLM people from contributing to their county. The people who talk against county by county can only talk it on social media. But I don't want us to bring it as a debate anymore, because that is what has actually killed us for a very long time. Because we are trying to fight who has the best principles, who has done what first, and those things have killed us. And I have said that I have identified the purpose for why I'm supposed to be in this revolution. And henceforth, this is the route that I'm going to go. So, I say county by county is good, because that is what I postulated. And I have advanced reasons for why I think it's good. I think it's good because of this, because of that, because of this. We can do an expose. And I'm selling the product to the 13 counties, to the defense forces. Now, the other people say block by block is good. And they are selling the stuff, and people are deciding on what is actually good. Now, if, as a matter of fact, there is an argument about which policy is good. When we see somebody write that we have turned this because we see that county by county is not working, because we have said that it's not working, that is not true. That is not true. I want to draw specifically the attention of my brother Tapang Tanku to not misrepresent people's statements. Is very important for us to forge ahead. That's something that he must distance himself from. And the AGC must take the responsibility to Watas Keyaka, Abu Fui, Vivian Bangui, Mami Gera is not AGC, she's Abu Fui's AGC, Momsi's AGC. I also spoke with Yufaka Eugene, who I've been speaking. I spoke with Achiri Atanga and stuff, and I told them that everybody should calm down. See, we have to take a responsibility. Say, hey, don't do this because this is not correct. Because you cannot tell me that I said that, or I am implying that this thing is failed. No, that is your, ideology. So, like Boven Maloba is saying that both are good. That's fine. Let's move on. So just concentrate for now, since we are trying to be unity. And so, okay, there's in Changshu. We like block by block. Go that path. Don't talk about county by county. Just allow the people, the people who are postulating that to see how they work it out. Because what I'm trying to say is that we cannot be fighting anymore on social media. We must look at somewhere to accept. Listen, when collaboration finally works, which is a must work stuff, whether or not we like it, we will still fight according to counties. It doesn't matter what you're doing, the issue is just that it's just been the tone in which we have tried to preach and sell our policies, which I think has been wrong somehow, because my tone has probably been very hard. But I think that this is the level where we have to come. Everybody must come to the realization that the purpose for why we're fighting is very relevant. So do not bother about who comes and says this policy is not good. And the Mullah Wonja was very annoyed because some person said IG is an NGO. That is not a problem. Do not bother yourself. Concentrate. Everybody knows what the IG is. Everybody knows that there have been some lyric fighting, but we should understand that the lives of the people matter. So we want to look at ourselves in the mirror and say that we cannot continue like this. And okay, you say block by block is good. Okay, fine. I accept with you. Go do it. That's okay. I think that is county by county. People are doing it. If somebody comes and say, oh, block by block is not working, or county by county is not working, who has stopped you from contributing to the BLM? Okay, just now, I will do this by extension to read to you people that, okay, Momo County will be having their event that is coming up. Sikot, when he gives me that, I'm going to put it on my wall. For those in Sako, they have an event that is coming up on the 30th. I will just read it up for real quickly before I go back to the show. Where's let me see. Just 1 minute. I want to give the announcement for the people of Sako in UK. And if you're in the UK, don't forget that Comrade Mark Barita will be there with a very powerful book launch. And I don't want to make any promises. Anything can happen. You can see people there that you don't believe. But I'm not saying anything anyway. So now Sako County calling on all Sako children and the sympathizers to their fund drive event in support of the Southern Cameroon's crisis. They will be via Zoom on the 30th of November 2018. Time will be 7 p.m. Amber time. The Zoom code is 501963586, and I'll put those details in my on my wall. So when we have that, it doesn't change the fact, like I've said, it doesn't change the fact that we can actually work in on this lane, and then this person is working on this lane, and we don't have conflicts, because the issues that we're trying to manage. Okay, somebody says Momo County is on the 1st of December in Brussels. Yes, that's true. So you can pin out the stuff here, Sako, if you're watching. Thank you for the enormous job you're doing. So we should understand one thing, that nothing has actually happened as far as our policies are concerned. It's just that it's the presentation. We have to talk to our brothers, understand their problem. If you say county by county is not good, what is your problem? How can we augment it? And let me say here that some people say that county by county, like Dr. Akwanga said last time, that it is preventing guerrilla warfare. It is not, because nothing stops you from hiding in the bushes when you are in your county. Nothing. We have actually said that people should not be putting out their videos. So we have to understand one thing, that we need all these stakeholders to put their hands on deck for us to ensure that we push this revolution to a conclusive conclusion. This war is long done, and it's just because of this social media noise up and down that we are trying sometimes to be going backward. And we know those few people who are persistent, consistent on causing divide. Now, after this show, I want to assure you, trust me and don't be shocked, 1 or 2 persons will bring some controversial posts or do long videos for 3 hours trying to analyze this show, trying to say, oh, this, that, and stuff like that. This is what I want you to do. When they do that, you're going to pray. You're going to pray for them instead, not attack them, because they have still not understood the meaning of reconciliation and apology. Pray, reorientate them. Say that, listen, brother, this is how the thing is going. Don't look at it this way. That is supposed to be our job henceforth, because there's a spell on most of us Southern Cameroonians. Like somebody said, that Paul Biya has put down some serious diabolic kind of manipulation where people are only disunited. There's complete disunity. So when you see somebody going there to do things, controversy, trying to insult the IG, that person, or trying to insult the AGC, after now, that person is not in his or her right senses. That person has a spell. So it is not that person. It will be the responsibility for you and I to put that person in our prayers, to commit that person in our prayers. You have to pray that God touch this our brother. Let him know that this revolution is about people. It's not about social media grandstanding. You have to put that one as a prayer line. All Ambazonia, in fact, somebody called me from some African country, an Ambazonian, and actually recommended that we should pray ceaselessly. We should pray like for 3 days, continuous prayer, to actually break the yoke. We have to pray. So if somebody does something that you see that is wrong, put that person in prayers. Ask the person that, God, don't you see that if you said like this thing I say is not good, it's causing division. So they will do it. After this, they'll go and do it. They will do it to try to continuously, because probably that is a job to some of them, in which case it is going to be overthrown, because after you pray, some of them will begin to realize they don't know what they are doing. It might not be in their real senses, because it is not normal that you want to assume that after people talk of reconciliation and people are fostering reconciliation, instead for you to try to propose some better solutions, you are only there hitting as though reconciling is your problem. So I want you all to know that we are in a new era, and this is the beginning of good things. Once more, before I go, I want to, once and as many times as I can do, seize this opportunity to say I'm very sorry to everybody. If even this show, if it has hurt you in any way, please forgive me. Take the good things and keep them, see how you can develop on them, and throw away the bad ones. Before I also go, I want to tell the interim government that You have my unconditional support. The people of the AGC, you also have my unconditional support, because all of you must work as a team. And nobody should talk about dissolving the interim government, because it's not going to work. And nobody should talk about the AGC fighting the interim government or the interim government fighting the AGC, because it's not going to work. Because we are talking seriously on making sure that everybody comes together. So we will not have anybody try to compromise this peace deal. All of us are brothers. We must fight as a team, and we must work together. Just like my brother Tapang Tanku said yesterday, that we are team members, which is true. And we can come together. So if we are team members, you cannot do things that will hurt the other team member, because you are fighting for a common goal. So we must ensure that we continuously pray for them who are saying one thing and doing the other, so that God can put us on the right path. Because we must move forward, just like somebody is saying here. It is only through these means that we will take homeland. It's not about insulting this person. We have done that for long. But that is not to say that if somebody misappropriates money, we'll call all the activists. We'll give you a deadline. You don't pay the money. We'll bring your name on public. We'll bring your name out so that you're shame, and then some other person will not do that. So let's stay committed. Let's stay focused. And I challenge Dr. Cho Ayaba and Dr. Sako to try to reach out to each other. I've asked to talk to everybody. I'm getting contacts. Some people whose number I had are not going through. Probably they blocked me because of one or two reasons, which I'm trying to reinstate those contacts. We only continuously say that we're sorry, because we have all hurt each other and we have to heal the wound. And I end this show by saying that some people, because these are conspiracy theories that were started by some people that I don't know for which reason, that, oh, this man is surely apologizing because they have a case. See, let me tell you something. I want to say it very emphatically. First and foremost, I've said it repeatedly. If you look at me, my actions, the things I say, I'm not scared to go to jail. And no Ambazonia, whether it's Tapang or whosoever, can ever take me to court. They don't have any jurisdiction. I don't have no court case with nobody. I want to repeat this very clearly. And that my approach is not because I'm tied to something or I'm scared of somebody or anything. It's because 10 million people matter. It's because people who have died, they are more important for us to liberate homeland and give them the glory and put their names by our liberation cemeteries. It is not because of this or that and that. You know, so I cannot, okay, now, I could not have come on and start blaming this man that, oh, this man, now you go put it in, say you caught my video. I saw it all, you saw it, all of them, you know, they cannot implicate me. They cannot. Nobody can implicate me. Nobody, no way, nobody. Everybody has some archive about somebody, something that you have said about this struggle that you want to think that is a violation of human rights. It is not. It is war. And in war, the language is vocal. And if we choose to go soft, it's our decision. So put the country first, put the flag first, and make sure that you don't get scared. Forget all those conspiracy theories. I'm talking here, FBI watches me 24/7. I will not be surprised if my phone line is tapped. So I'm not scared. I've done shows in front of the FBI. The FBI has called me because people closed my account. No FBI is taking me to. I have still tell you here that there is a limit to anybody's jurisdiction. This is America. It's a country of law. America is protecting me. You saw me with the police when I disrupted the Federalist meeting. Because I can live here and go and protest in front of any embassy, disturb people from entering there. Nobody will do me nothing. Let me be very clear. So forget about all those things. My position of reconciliation is not because anybody is tying me. It is my decision from my heart. And you should take it as a challenge. Because obviously anybody that's reconciling is apologizing will be seen superficially with the human eyes as being in a position of weakness or in a position of something is tying him. But in the eyes of God, that is the greatest person. So let us be clear. And my sister or is my brother, that's what Ambazonia, I understand. If you are truly for this struggle, if you have any issues with Dr. Cho Ayaba, please calm down. Reconcile. I don't know you, but you're one of my strongest supporters. But lately, because I've apologized, you have been so strong against me. I don't know why you want this division. So my sister or my brother, because I don't know who is behind that profile, be sure that salvation is personal. Whether you are using a fake profile now after the reconciliation to attack somebody, God will still take care of you. Because God knows who is behind a fake profile. So use it. If you have really for this struggle, use it constructively. Take, for example, there are fake profiles that have been created by the Republic. They are being paid. Their purpose, they have a purpose, is to destroy the Ambazonian revolution, to write negative comments. So your purpose should be to write positive comments to move this revolution ahead. I beg you. So let us be clear. Leave insults. If there is something, for example, Waters Kayaka will tell you, there are things that they have done that I put one in the forum that was created by Call of Mbinda, send the others to Waters Kayaka and say, bro, look at what these people are doing, even after we have reconciled. He said, don't worry, I'll talk to them. Listen, very soon, people will not have space and even the fingers to type negative things on social media. Not in this space that we are trying to pacify. Mark will come on and Mark will tell people more about our intention to pacify the social media space. Let activists concentrate. Not this minute you are posting this one that is not true. You are taking this one, you are doing this one. We have to come together. What is it there if you call? Okay, take for example, today a video came out. Somebody sent to me that this is Bali. This happened in Bali and stuff like that. I looked at the video and I know Bali. It looked like Bali, but it was not really like Bali. So I had to call a couple of Bali people. I called Pa Bali, the musician. And Pa Bali told me that, no, bro, that is not Bali. That is Yaoundé, that this thing happened. Because you have to call to verify. There is a lot of work that we do behind the scene to bring you information. So activists should take, I've seen a lot of things. Okay, see, let me give you a small example. For example, the Kumba story that they kidnapped students. Even BBC was reporting that they kidnapped the principal. They did not kidnap the principal. Because when that story happened, I don't have to say, suppose, oh, you always think that you have to talk first. When they told me, I said, no, I'm not going to publish first because there's a lot that I'm handling. Because if you publish, you'll say you are the one who sent those guys to go and kidnap, which is not true. So now that BBC published first or the other published first, who is going to hold them? Those are the questions. Okay, take for example, they did not kidnap the principal. They kidnapped by Mr. Mark Ayompe Elombi, who is the chairman of the school management board. Because they are late. Let me show you. I have a video here. The video is not out. Nobody has it. And the only person who has that video from that school, I'll show you to tell you that my checker stringers were there. So it's not something that I'm talking on space. You have not seen the video anywhere. But if I put the video, I'll put the video there. You'll start circulating on social media. You know, a short video. They went to the school and took all of those things because the truth is that a lot of people do not understand what is going on. Okay, take for example, this is a video of the school. You can see that is Lord. So
this is Lord's Bilingual Academy, where the students were actually whisked off by gunmen. That was on Tuesday the 20th of November 2018.
Okay, so that is the video. I have all the details, but I keep it not to publish. It's not because people that a lot of people don't understand what's happening. Before I come to publish something, I know what, because I said, oh, they kidnapped the principal. They did not kidnap the principal. The principal at home is fine. They took the chairman of the school management board, who is Mr. Mark Ayompe Elombi. Kumba people will know what I'm saying. So when I cannot be fighting to publish news first, I have a lot of things to do. Before something happens, I have people who give me. I talked with one of the mothers of one of the children who was kidnapped, and she explained a couple of things to me, and I had the news. All of those things, but I said, no, I will not publish it because they'll say it's Eric Tataw who has sent those children and stuff like that. So I just wanted you all to know. That's a video. You have not seen the video anywhere. That is a video of that school that no TV station has, nobody, even BBC, nobody, but I have the video. Because I sent a second stringer there to go and get stuff for me on the ground. So, of course, yes, Bali was attacked. Bali was also burned down. You are right. Parts of Bali were burned down. But the video that was circulating that you saw those people talking, it was a Bali guy was actually speaking on that video. I'm just diverted to something in Yaoundé now. It is not actually in Bali. The main video that has all those places burned down is somewhere in Yaoundé. So like I was saying, that is it. From that Lord's Bilingual college, the Lord's College in Kumba. So it's not everything that you publish. I have a video and I've kept it because I know what has happened. And I've seen that these people, the one is reporting that the principal was kidnapped, this one said this, but the principal was not kidnapped. So I'm just trying to let us know that you can always reach out. If Nelson Ochemba will reach out to me and say, oh, this PSS thing like this in Kwen, what happened? Why did you put this one out? I will explain to you like I've explained to other people. And you cannot dispute it that I have a lot of information. Like this video, if I publish that this is what happened, You can't be arguing, but you don't have the video. But I have the video firsthand. I'm talking like I'm in Kumba because I know that I cannot publish when I don't have facts. So that school is closed down. If you like, after this, I'm going to post a picture of the school gate or the signpost that the school is shut down because of that incident. And I have a lot that went in and stuff like that. So we have to concentrate. So the issue is about your heart, about what you want to do. So I want to thank you guys very much. For those who came late, we'll continuously beg that we should live in peace, in harmony, you know, there is nothing you can lose when you ask for forgiveness. Please. So let's share this show. Let's get to everybody. Thank you so much. I'll leave you now, and I pray Mark and I will organize another special live show so that we'll talk to our people. We pray that everybody should understand that our people have suffered enough, and we must concentrate on the right things and forget about the trivial things, and try to understand that, my brother Nelson, I'm talking particularly to you, that most often, before you want to question what I publish, you have my number, call me. Don't go like other people on social media. When we have independence, I'll tell you a lot about the PSS in Queen Saga. Like I've told Mark, Ashley Kingsley, and the rest. So don't worry. Just don't worry about the things you don't understand. Okay? All right. Thank you, big boy. I love you. All right, man. So I think we are done. And I'll end here today to thank everybody. Your support is enormous. If you want to get any news item, I publish only on National Telegraph. Only on National Telegraph. Just for the record, I'm going to publish just one picture of the signpost of that school that you probably have not seen anywhere. Just to tell, okay, our listeners, we are following that story up. That's what we can say. So somebody's trying to call me, I'm going to pick up my call. All right. Thank you very much. And those who don't have my number yet, my direct line is +1. That's the American code, 202-390-2247. My number is there for everybody to call. If you have any issues, you have clarifications, even before you come and attack me on social media, I beg. Just call me, ask me. I can find time. If I don't take your call immediately, we can always catch up. I'll clarify you, and then from there you can know to take your stance. Okay, so these are the things we should do. Start talking to people. You know, if Tapang has done something wrong, call him 2 times, 3 times. Then at least, you know, if his reaction can push you, be patient, take time. When you do all of those things, we're done and we're gone to Boya. So God bless you, and let's not give La Republic any opportunity to laugh at us again. Whosoever you've hated, try to find peace. Let us have a tranquil atmosphere. You are supporting county by county. God bless you. That is what you love. It's just like Savon, soap, detergents. There is CCC Savon, there is Savon May, there is Ozone, whatever, like product. You cannot force a girl to put Ozone. Some other people like other products. So please, put the one that you like. Nobody's going to stop you. It's your money that you're removing from your pocket until we come together. We come and decide what we want. So I am for county by county. That's what I'm going to be preaching. I'm going to foster it. I'm going to raise funds for counties. If you are for block by block, preach it. Don't insult people for county by county. Once we do that, we'll go a long way, and we'll see that we'll harness our energies, and we'll do a whole lot. So don't worry about people who are trying to sabotage the cause, who are always preaching negativity. All of us have done that at one point in time. But now is the time for you to pray for them to get orientated, and for them to change, and to understand that the purpose is to deliver Ambazonia, not to deliver Ambazonia to the 10 million people, not to Ayaba Cho, or to Sako, or to Eric Tataw, or to Mark, or to Nesio Chemba, or to Atanga Achille, or to Ashu Kingsley, or to Bovet Maloba, or to whosoever, not to do this to Pam Molam Litumbe, or Pastor Fonsong. It is about Ambazonia. It's not even for Siseko Ayoktabe Julius. Today, we seize the opportunity to say happy 2nd anniversary to our hero, Manchon BBC, who is spending probably exactly 2 years in jail. God bless you, Manchon. We love you. We're fighting for you. We understand your pains. And do not think that you have ever been forgotten. For all our compatriots in the various jails and dungeons in the Republic of Cameroon, we pray and we're thinking of you, and we pray that you continually pray for us to break the yoke of disunity, so that we can fight as a team, so that we can tone down and listen to our brothers, and let's go all the way depending on what we believe in, while we try to compromise and bring down our egos and live as a brotherly nation. Long live Ambazonia, short live the war. Bye-bye.